Thank you for staying tuned to this live broadcast from our GBS TV studios today. Keep your comments, shoutouts, and questions coming in through our SMS line 21144 and do engage with us across all our social media platforms at GBS TV Africa and my social media at Carlos Sporty. And in matters in transfers news, Mathis De Ligt has transferred to Manchester United from Bayern Munich for 42 million euros. And in other transfers, Moroccan international Nosir Mazroui has transferred from Bayern FC for 17 million euros. And in other transfers news, Julian Alvarez has become the most expensive summer transfer after a move to Atletico Madrid with a deal worth 95 million euros. In other news also, Pedro Neto has transferred to Chelsea on a permanent deal from Wolves. In other transfer, former Manchester United defender Aaron Wan-Bissaka has completed his move to West Ham for 17 million euros. Also in other transfers, we have Brighton have completed the signing of Brajan Gruda from Mainz for 25 million euros. In other transfers also, we have Joshua Zirkzee. He's set to reunite with former Bayern Munich teammates Mathis De Ligt and Nosir Mazroui after his move from Bologna to Manchester United in a deal worth around 35 million euros. In another transfer, Arsenal have completed the signing of Riccardo Calafiori from Bologna. Tottenham have signed Dominic Solanke from Bournemouth for 65 million euros on a 6-year contract. Also, Bournemouth have signed Julian Araujo from Barcelona for around 10 million euros on a 5-year contract. And others, Nicolas Fulkrug has completed a 30 million move to West Ham from Borussia Dortmund. West Ham have completed the signing of Jean-Claire Tobido from OGC Nice on a loan deal with a buy option for 40 million fee. In La Liga, Kylian Mbappe has moved to Real Madrid from Ligue 1 champions PSG on a free transfer with a signing bonus of around 100 million to 115 million. Barcelona have completed the signing of Dani Olmo for around 60 million euros from RB Leipzig on a contract until 2030. In Bundesliga, Maximilian Baer has joined Borussia Dortmund on a contract until 2029. In Serie A, AC Milan completed the signing of Emerson Royal from Tottenham for 15 million and 5 million euros. So to our guests in this evening, about the confirmed transfers, we have the likes of Mathis De Ligt, who transferred from Bayern Munich to Manchester United, and also Nosir Mazroui, who joined Manchester United from Bayern Munich. How can you say, will it have an impact to Manchester United, or what's it say?
Yeah, for me, team kubwa, Manchester United, Manu. I think it will have a really positive impact kwa sababu Manu imekuwa bila defense for a very long time. Ukiangalia haikuwa na the things about last season that cost Manu the top 4 finish or maybe the top 4 performance. I think it's the squad depth haikuwa aspa ukiangalia team kama Chelsea whereby they have options after options after options. So I think the addition of De Ligt and Mazroui who had very successful campaigns in their Bayern Munich and Mazroui in the Moroccan national team, especially in the Olympics and the World Cup. I think it would be amazing to see what they can do together with the squad from Manu. Itakuwa timu kubwa zaidi unaona.
See, in a Manu perspective fan.
Hey.
See, do any fan of Manu ndio maana.
Hapana. Hiyo ni fact.
Yes. So Mathis De Ligt and Mazroui joining Manchester United. And what do you expect, or how can you rate their performance? How will their performance be at Manchester United?
I think first that's a good signing by Erik ten Hag and the new Ineos team. I expect that they will strengthen the defense since Manu defense yetu ilikuwa shaky kidogo into increased depth and your experience ya Delight na Ten Hag, I hope they'll replicate the Ajax magic together, and I hope the two signings and other signings that will come, they gel with the team and chase more trophies. Yeah.
So we also have the likes of Joshua Zirkzee, and what do we expect maybe for the signings that Manchester United have done, or the signings that Erik ten Hag has done? Will it really have an impact on the overall performance of Manchester United? We saw last season Manchester United was a hot, cold team. Not only that, overall good performance. So what can we expect on those signings that Erik ten Hag has made?
I think Ten Hag is a man on a mission, and the fact that the Ineos team has given him with the full support that he needs and they extended his contract, I think he has no excuse but to deliver results. The new signings will bring interesting dynamics on the field. The likes of Delight on the defense, Zirkzee forward, and it will increase our options for attacking. Rasmus Holland akona backup, so itafanya Rasmus afanye up his game, because if he doesn't up his game, he has a replacement. So that healthy competition of players fighting for minutes, I think it contributes to the overall success of our team, and that's what it will bring to Manchester United.
So in terms of the signings that Erik ten Hag has done this season, so it will bring an improvement to Manchester United?
Yes.
Okay, and maybe to the other clubs, we have seen Real Madrid, they signed Kylian Mbappe, and he brought an impact also in the game with Atalanta also. He scored a goal, and which made he scored a goal, the winning goal, the last goal, in the 2-0 victory over Atalanta. So how can you say about the Real Madrid in combination with Kylian Mbappe?
I think Real Madrid should really win trophies this season because of the squad depth that they have. When you look at the subs, and just look at the subs, ukiangalia akina Adagula, akina Brahim Diaz, akina Valverde, akina Rodrigo, akina sasa kuna Mbappe, I think they have Vinicius Junior, Bellingham. I think they have one of the best squads this season, and they should really strive to win most trophies. All they have to do ni kupata ile the chemistry needed to the game. Wakishapata hiyo basi, their 16th title now, Champions League. The 16th title is on the bag already. Yeah.
I don't want to sound more of a pessimist, but, but if Real Madrid win the Champions League again, itakuwa monotonous. We need something. We need a different.
Because when looking at the squad, I don't think there is a team that can give Real Madrid that
in terms of
competition and stiff competition. If the players were to give an output of 100%, don't think there is a team that can stand against Real Madrid.
The good thing is this is football.
Football
is
true.
an interesting
That's true
sport.
because PSG had 3 stars in front: Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. They did not win the Champions League, and the Champions League considered the top trophy in European football. I don't see them. Anyway, so Real Madrid with the signings of Kylian Mbappe, so he will bring an impact to the team.
Yes,
a very big impact because you can see the likes of mtu kama Bellingham. When he came last season, nobody expected to. I expected him to do well, but not that well. But the way he has performed has been phenomenal. From his move from Dortmund all the way to this season. Sasa amekuwa mkali sana. So for me, I expect the better and better performances. And the fact about Real Madrid, the fact about PSG at that time, walikuwa na attacking team, sure, but in these other areas, the defensive positions and the midfield hawakuwa
balanced.
So for me,
the team was not balanced.
Haikuwa balanced, unaona. Kuna time walikuwa strong sana huko mbele, but huko nyuma hawakuwa strong vile. So for me, I think Real Madrid has a really big chance because ukiangalia the squad yao iko balanced in terms of the age of the players and also the performance that they've been outputting in other areas, in other teams, be it the national or maybe the team that they had come from.
Mm.
So yeah, I
So
think they
they
have a
have
very big
a
shot.
mixed up of experienced players, a mixed up of young
Players, yeah.
young talent,
Mm.
and also maybe we take a look at the game that happened on Wednesday in the UEFA Super Cup in a match with Atlanta. Real Madrid emerged victorious in a 2-0 win, and
As expected.
as expected.
Yeah.
Wezi expect Atlanta ikifanya mambo yake.
Wapi.
So maybe we take a look at the UEFA Super Cup. So, how can you say about that game?
I think in the Super Cup, I expected Real to do better because at in history, when you look at the teams that have won the most Super Cups, Real, I think, inaongoza na 6, and then Barcelona 5, and then I think in Inter Milan 4 or 3, I don't know. But Real, I think usikuwe personal. So Nona, I think Real has a really big chance to kuchukua Champions League than any other team this season. But as he said, football is very interesting.
Yeah.
Ukiangalia Champions League, it has been one of the biggest platforms on European competition. Ilipea ma players career. Unaona mtu kama Ronaldo build a career of Champions League. Ukiangalia sahii kuna newcomers wamekam Champions League kama kina Bologna na Aston Villa. So I think it will be very interesting to see how they will fare in this season competition, given that the transfer they have made. Yeah, I think it will be very phenomenal.
To add on to that, I think the win they had yesterday gives the players confidence. And at least Mbappe has his first silverware for the club. We should also remember that Mbappe is hungry. Hata kushinda Ballon d'Or, hajaishinda. So I think hiyo hunger yake itafanya akue better and better and contribute to the overall success of the team.
Na in the right team ya kushinda Ballon d'Or.
Yeah. So maybe we skip from Real Madrid, we go to Atletico Madrid. They did one of the most expensive summer signings, summer transfers. Julian Alvarez. So from Manchester City to Atletico Madrid, it was one of the signings, which was the most of the expensive. Do you see any impact that Alvarez will bring to Atletico Madrid?
Yeah, when you look at Julian Alvarez, the kind of performances he's been putting on from not only Man City but also Argentina, it has been phenomenal. He's one of the few players who have won everything in football already. Am I right?
Yeah.
Everything. When you look at the World Cup, the Champions League, all the major trophies. So I think just going to Atletico, all he has to do is just showcase that talent. So for me, I think he'll be a really big impact to them because he's not only building a legacy for himself, but also replacing the likes of Alvaro Morata, who has gone to, I think, to AC Milan. So I think he has very big shoes to fill. Yeah.
I must say that I've always been a big fan of Alvarez because I support the Argentina national team. Alvarez is a good striker. He's a striker who goes for the ball. He's a striker angoji kufidiwa ball. He's always chasing the ball. I think he'll be a good addition to the Atletico Madrid attacking option. And I hope that he shines, he excels. And because the reason why, part of the reason why he exited City, he was saying that as much as he received minutes, he was being kept to the bench for the important games that he wants to contribute. Every player, hata ukicheza finali, unataka kufunga hiyo finali, unataka kucontribute. Usipatiwe tu Silva juu ulikuwa kwa bench. So I think yeye kwenda Atletico imepena new opportunities, new challenges. I think it will be good for his career.
Yeah. So moving from La Liga, go back to English Premier League. Chelsea signed Pedro Neto. And with the squad that Chelsea has, adding on Pedro, will that impact be felt, or how can you say about Pedro Neto joining Chelsea?
Pedro Neto has been, I can say, he's been very good at Wolves. Joining Chelsea I think will be a big challenge because of the playing style. It's not the same of how Wolves and Chelsea play. So I think adjusting to that is very important. But for me, I think Chelsea, all they have to do is just choose the right rhythm for their players to follow, and I think they'll be on their way. Yeah. but Pedro Neto will be, I think he will also had some very positive impact.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Chelsea squad is quite an interesting one because ni kama squad yote ni mpya. So I think the biggest challenge Chelsea has is to gel the squad. The players should have chemistry. And I think Neto, just as he performed well at Wolves, I hope he'll replicate the same performance. And Chelsea needs to have chemistry. Wakishakuwa na chemistry, kila kitu yao itaflow. As much as utaleta stars wote kama wana chemistry, hakuna mpira mdogo mnacheza. So chemistry, Chelsea ndio wanafaa kuwa nayo. Yeah.
So we also have Nicholas Fulkrug, who moved to West Ham in a deal worth 30 million euros from Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund.
Yes.
West Ham this time has a couple of players that they have signed, including the likes of also Aaron Wan-Bissaka from Manchester United. So with these players that have come to West Ham, have joined West Ham, do we expect also to improve improvement on the squad or the general performance of the squad? Maybe what do we expect on West Ham?
I think, in my opinion, West Ham will be a powerhouse this season. It will be a team to look for. For example, when you look at Newcastle, I think back in 2021, 2020, they signed players that really changed the squad. The likes of Alexander Isak, the likes of Gordon, you know. Those players really brought an impact in such a way that Newcastle was able to compete for like a top 4 spot, a Champions League spot, a European spot, a conference spot. When in other years, in the previous years, ulikuwa pata their mid-table team sana when they really perform well. So for me, I think the same will go for West Ham. I think I'll expect them to compete for Champions League spot, given the squad that they have. And Nicholas Fulkrug, I think he has really done well pale Germany in the Euros, and he has really helped Dortmund to qualify pale Champions League. So I think they reached the finals last season. No? The likes of Dortmund. It was Dortmund Real.
Yeah.
I think Fulkrug was a very integral part on how they performed as a team, because and also in the Bundesliga, he also scored some very late goals that helped Dortmund to be competitive and also to stay in the Champions League spot. So that's a very good addition. That's a very good transfer, as far as I can tell.
And I remember also West Ham had also changed the coach from David Moyes to Julian Lopetegui. So also we have the Jean-Claire Tobido, who joined West Ham from Nice. Also with that impact of change in West Ham. So I think it will bring an overall impact to the Premier League also, and to the other tournaments that West Ham will be participating. So maybe back to you. What do you expect of West Ham? Should you expect it to be a powerhouse that like ESA?
Yeah, West Ham is hungry. They've shown that they're hungry for greater things. They don't want just to be a team that escorts the others for league. They want to compete for real titles. I think the players that they're signing, the likes of Tobido, the likes of Fulkrug, those are quality players. Those are players who have played at the highest level, and those are players who have what it takes to take them to the next levels that they aim to achieve. So that's West Ham will be a team to watch. Yeah.
So maybe still remaining on the Premier League, Arsenal have completed the signing of Riccardo Calafiori from Bologna. Calafiori, will he have an impact on Arsenal with the squad that Arsenal has? Calafiori added to Arsenal squad. Will it be a booster for Arsenal?
Yes. For me, Bologna has been one of the. I'll say that they have been the underdogs for a very long time. That Sai wame qualify Champions League in the first time in their history ever. In the likes of Zakzi and Calafiori, I think in the addition of Calafiori and the combination of Saliba, Akina Ramsdale, I think they'll be phenomenal. Yeah.
I think Arsenal, Ricardo is a good addition, but I'm interested to see how Arsenal will play this season, considering the last 2 seasons, they came too close yet too far. I think I'm not sure whether that will have an impact on how the team performs mentally, but I hope that Arsenal will recover, because psychologically that must have been traumatizing. But Arteta is cooking and is hungry. I hope the boys will support him. Yeah.
So we expect a stiff competition in the English Premier League this season.
Sana.
This season hakuna team ndogo.
As always, EPL.
Okay,
EPL hakuna
maybe
team ndogo.
we have some teams that joined back to EPL from relegation. We have Leicester, we have Ipswich, and we have what do we expect of Southampton? What do we expect of that team? Will they also change the games that we normally see, or how do you expect the Premier League to be?
I'm proud of Leicester first of all, because haikuangi rahisi. Ukishuka huko chini na urudi si rahisi. Within a span of one season si rahisi, because huko chini the teams are hungry, they want to get promoted, yet they did that. I hope that Leicester, I am really rooting for Leicester. They perform well, because they're a good team. Leicester should perform well. The likes of Southampton, Ipswich, they'll bring a new dynamic to the league. I hope they'll not follow the suit that their predecessors have followed. Team inakuja, inapigwa, inarudi pale ilitoka.
Kama last season wale tu walikuja wote walishuka hivyo.
Haifai hivyo. Unafaa ukuje mcompete, mbaki wengine wakuje.
So for maybe this season, the starting season, which started on Friday. What did we expect in this coming season in the top four, maybe the top four spot, Champions League qualifying spot? What do you expect? The normal teams that we see there, Liverpool, Chelsea, and maybe
the
Manchester
Big Six,
United, and
the Big Six.
The Big Six. So there will be 7 and 8 the Big 8. What do you expect?
For me, the Premier League is one of the best leagues, because it is very unpredictable. A lot of things really happen in the Premier League. Take a case like Man U last season. The team that you expected to beat, those are the team that you were beaten. So for me, the Premier League, the league will be really, really competitive, and I expect nothing less, because it is one of the best leagues. So
I expect the league to be as competitive as usual. Top 4 as of now, huwezi sema nani atakuwa top 4. Of course, okay, kuna like a team like Man City, unless mzee asijue pigwa na injury inakaje, au lazima walize top 4. But sasa like one can argue that West Ham is a top 4 contender this season. So top 4 dynamics, it will be very competitive. Actually, the European sports will be very competitive. So the Premier League will be an interesting to watch.
So to our next segment that we have today, we have the games that will happen today. We have Arsenal against Wolves. Arsenal versus Wolves. Maybe what can you say about Arsenal versus Wolves?
Arsenal. As a betting fan, Arsenal kichwa.
Arsenal versus Wolves.
I expect it will be a tough match, but I think Arsenal itashinda.
Okay, Everton versus Brighton. Those are top games today.
I'm rooting for Brighton.
Brighton against Everton.
Brighton or draw.
Or draw. Hakuna kitu hapo. Everton Brighton.
Itakuwa game ngumu, but I think draw ama Brighton.
The league is commencing now, so I think no one understands this team. So I have Newcastle and Southampton. Newcastle kichwa. Nottingham Forest versus Bournemouth.
Itakuwa noma, but I'm rooting for Bournemouth.
And then
Nottingham for me.
Nottingham
for me.
So Bournemouth, Nottingham. Anyway, and for the last game we have today, West Ham versus Aston Villa.
Ni noma. I think I'm rooting for Aston Villa.
GG.
Aston Villa.
Yakuna GG hapo ni 1 or 2. Ama do. Anyway, so maybe we look at tomorrow's games. Tomorrow's games will be having Brentford and Crystal Palace.
For me, Brentford.
No,
Crystal. Crystal has been really performing well in the last games of the last season. So for me, I expect them to go on with that mentality.
I think Brentford is equally a good team. So I'm rooting for Brentford or a draw.
And then now to the big game of tomorrow. Chelsea versus Manchester City.
I don't like either team.
As a Manchester United fan, you don't like either of the team.
Kuna. But I'd rather Chelsea take this one.
Chelsea. Uko na machungu ya nini?
Yeah,
Ya Shield Cup.
ya Shield Cup.
Yeah, so Chelsea kichwa.
Chelsea kichwa.
Chelsea versus Man City, the big game of tomorrow.
Chelsea Man City. Itakuwa game noma. I think Man City itabeba. Man City itabeba.
Man City.
Objectively speaking, bro.
Chelsea hizi shinda juu ya home advantage.
Okay, but wako advantage juu ni game ya kwanza.
So alafu wako home, game ya kwanza alafu wako home.
Itakuwa game interesting, but
ama ka draw hivi.
But Pep is a wizard. Pep is a wizard.
So on Monday also we'll have been a big game, Leicester versus Tottenham Hotspur. Maybe a prediction on that.
For me, that's a draw.
That's a draw.
A draw for me.
Mimi nilikuwa ni Tote kichwa.
Spurs bado.
I'm rooting for Spurs.
Spurs kichwa.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Spurs.
Anyway, so
Let's talk of home.
That's the fixtures that we'll be having this weekend and on Monday, and maybe to the other segment we are having a transfer quiz. Transfers quiz.
Unajua mbivu na mbichi.
Tujue nani anaelewa futa, si ndio? So to our first transfer quiz between Pickford and Ramsdale, sorry. Between Pickford and Ramsdale, who had the highest transfer fee? Pickford, Ramsdale. Nani alinunuliwa pesa mingi?
For me, Pickford.
Transfer,
Pickford.
Pickford.
Yeah.
Pickford. Amjageza hapo. Anyway, your guess was right if you have a guess. So Pickford was bigger. Both moved in deals worth up to 30 euros. But Everton splashed out more up front for Pickford, paying Sunderland 25 million euros, whereas Arsenal paid Sheffield 24 million euros. So to our next question. One of these fullbacks cost One of these fullbacks cost 8.7 million euros, more than the other. Who commanded the higher fee? Cancelo from Juve to Man City, or Hakimi from Real Madrid to PSG?
I love to say Cancelo because at the time I think he was a bigger player than Hakimi at that particular time. So for me, I'll go with Cancelo.
So Cancelo from Juventus to Manchester City.
Yeah. For me, I'd go with Hakimi.
Hakimi from Real Madrid to PSG.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what the answer is. Cancelo's move was more expensive. Hakimi cost PSG 50.3 million euros in his move from Inter Milan, while Manchester City paid Juventus 60 million euros for Cancelo. So, Cancelo. So now to our next question. Which centre-back cost their current club more, between Maguire or Virgil van Dijk?
Very
easy. Maguire.
Van Dijk ali
timu kubwa.
Maguire is the most expensive defender.
Walimwaga pesa kwa Maguire. Mimi wote wale mnasema Maguire. Okay. So Maguire cost more. Both were world record fees at that time, with Manchester United paying Leicester City 80 million euros for Maguire, and Van Dijk joining Liverpool from Southampton from 75 million euros. And so to our next question, let's focus on the left. Which of these two defenders was more expensive, Vardiol or Cucurella? Tatuonekana unajua EPL vizuri.
I think it's
Vardiol.
Vardiol
expensive.
Vardiol.
Because alitoka Leipzig.
Vardiol was expensive.
Vardiol.
Yeah.
Okay. The correct answer is Vardiol. So Vardiol's move was more expensive. Brighton charged Chelsea a little bit more than 60 million euros for Cucurella, but Vardiol takes this one after he moved from RB Leipzig for 77 million euros. So, and to our next question, question number 5. For a defensive midfielder, Which of these two had the higher initial fee? Chouameni and Frankie de Jong.
For me, De Jong. I'll say De Jong because I'm talking Ajax. So De Jong, yeah.
De Jong.
Yeah.
Tchouameni alitoka na pesa nyingi. Tchouameni, De Jong, Ajax.
For me, I think
Chouameni or
alikuwa
Frankie de
underrated,
Jong.
De Jong. I mean, Chouameni your time.
Huh?
But I don't know. For me, I think De Jong.
De Jong.
De Jong ama De Jong. De Jong.
Hizi majina za kizungu.
Hii ni Netherlands hii ndio maana.
Ndio na Tchouameni. Tchouameni.
Chouameni. Okay, let's see what the answer is. The answer is Chouameni. Chouameni's fee was higher. He joined Real Madrid from Monaco for 68.3 million euros, while Frankie de Jong moved to Barcelona from Ajax for 65 million euros. Kidogo. Okay, next to our next question. Who was more expensive? João Felix to Atletico Madrid or Felipe Coutinho to Barcelona?
Felipe Coutinho to Barcelona.
So Felipe Coutinho to Barcelona?
Coutinho
To Barcelona. Okay, let's see if you are... Okay, Coutinho, you're right. Coutinho was costlier. The Brazilian left Liverpool for Barcelona for 142 million euros. And that is 29 million euros more than João Felix moved to Benfica to Atletico Madrid. So to our 8th question, which winger cost more? Gareth Bale to Real Madrid or Nicolas Pepe to Arsenal?
Hey, Bale.
Bale alikuwa expensive at the time.
Bale akienda Real Madrid ndo alikuwa expensive. Okay, let's see which. Okay, the correct answer is Bale. So Bale move was more expensive. The Wales star switched from Tottenham to Real Madrid for 85 million euros, while Arsenal paid Lille 72 million euros for Pepe. That's correct. Okay, now to the next question. The top 2 transfers of all time, but which was the most expensive? Mbappe to PSG 2018 or Neymar to PSG Paris 2017?
Goes without saying, Neymar JR. Neymar.
Neymar. Alishinda Mbappe?
Ilikuwa karibu 220 what?
227 I think.
So Neymar. Okay, let's see.
Mbappe alienda free.
Akitoka Monaco.
No, akitoka
Monaco.
Kuja PSG ilikuwa 180.
So the correct answer is Neymar. So this one goes to Neymar, whose move from Barcelona to PSG was 200 million euros. Remains the most expensive transfer of all times. Mbappe initially joined PSG on loan from Monaco in 2017, with the deal made permanent the following year for 165.7 million euros. Now to our last question. Sticking with the forwards, which of these transfer cost more? Gonzalo Higuain to Juventus 2016 or Alexander Isak to Newcastle 2022?
Higuain.
I say Isak.
Gonzalo.
So Isak, the correct answer is Higuain was more expensive, moving from Napoli to Juventus for 75.3 million euros, while Isak joined Newcastle from Real Sociedad for about 60 million euros. Wow, mko na history. Ama ni ule EPL it's the most competitive ama ndio inapendwa.
Ni passion ya ball tu.
Final question. Which transfer fee was high? Erling Haaland to Manchester City or Rasmus Haaland to Manchester United?
Rasmus Haaland to Manchester United.
Haaland alikuwa expensive.
Haaland
alikuwa expensive kuliko Haaland. Haaland. So the correct answer is Haaland. Manchester City matched Haaland's 51.2 million euros release clause to take him away from Borussia Dortmund. 12 months later, Manchester United paid Atalanta 72 million euros for Haaland. So the correct answer is Haaland. So Haaland alikuwa expensive kuliko Haaland. Lakini ukiangalia performance ama
bado hajaanza kushine.
Ndio anaadapt.
Bado mguu haijafunguka.
Ndio anaadapt.
I like that. Okay. So that's To our guest tonight, maybe your parting shot, or maybe can you just your parting shot, or maybe where you can find you on social media handles. Yeah.
Yeah, for me vile nimesema naitwa Chris Kagu, pale IG naitwa Kags 254 on all platforms. Kindly follow for more. May you enjoy the league. Yeah, thank you. Timu kubwa ni Man U.
Sasa
Parting shot ni ligi inaanza, watu wajipange, hakuna kulia. Manchester United all the best. For social media, siko social media. I'm taking a break. Yeah.
ligi imeanza.
Watu wajipange.
So hapo niko na mafans wa Man U.
Yeah.
Anyway, all the best for Manchester United. Thank you for staying tuned to this live broadcast from our GBS TV studios today. Thank you also for keeping your comments, views, and suggestions coming in through our SMS line 21144 and engaging with us across all our social media platforms at GBS TV Africa, and also those that engage on my social media, Facebook, Instagram, and X at Color Sport. Catch up with Sports Sugu again next week, same place, same time. Until then, have a good evening and a good weekend.